everyone. This is your 2019 Italian Formula One Grand Prix fantasy wrap brought to you by Fox Blockhead. That's right, the Italian Formula One Grand Prix from a fantasy sports perspective. In first, we have Leclerc won the race, qualified first, 44 points for him. Valtteri Bottas in second with 35, and Lewis Hamilton just behind on 33 points. The best constructor of the weekend was Mercedes with 68, and Lewis Hamilton took out the fastest lap, giving him a +5. The rest of your results look like this. Ricciardo just missing out in fourth with Albon, Hulkenberg, Perez. You can see the top value is Lando Norris in ninth. Daniel Ricciardo still up there with a value over 2. Perez with just 2. And we have Kvyat, Magnussen and Sainz. I don't think any of them finished the race actually. So unfortunately 3 negative scores. Kubica ended up with a net 0 for his race. Charles Leclerc, pretty good value from him. The constructors' fantasy results look like this, with Renault being the value pick. 45 equal second with Ferrari. Mercedes with a pretty good value there as well. Alfa, McLaren and Toro Rosso, all good values this weekend. Over 2 points per million. We'll see how that all came about shortly. Haas again with 1 point. Poor Haas. The Dream Team. If you had this team, you would have got the top score. If you started with Italy, there's some teams out there that have hung on to their drivers since the very start. If you've got this lineup, then wow, yeah, since the start. This is what you would have got, and we add all that up together with Danny Ricciardo with the turbo, with the double score, 232 for $97.3 million. If your team got a better score than that, please let me know in the comments. If you think you can do better with a value of under 100 million, let me know as well. The dud team, these are the drivers that didn't do very well at all. You would have seen those minuses. If you put the turbo on Kvyat or Magnussen, double -11. Vettel down there as well with a point. Haas with a point. -37 would have been your score. So -37 to 230 something was the range for the Italian Grand Prix. That was actually a pretty high value because of Vettel in there. Sainz and Magnussen as well. 70 million for the dud team this time around. The Dream Studs and Avoidable Duds after 14 rounds. Bottas, Kvyat, Hamilton, Stroll, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Verstappen. These are the guys that you want in your team. They're the ones that are high up in the Dream Stud market. Mercedes still the top team, constantly making it into the Dream Team. And the duds, Grosjean, Kubica, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Kvyat, Norris, Ricciardo with Haas, the team that you want to avoid in terms of the duds. Both drivers and Haas making it into the avoidable duds, unfortunately. Do we have Kvyat is on both lists as well, so good sometimes, not good sometimes. 12 races he's either been up there or down there, so anyway, food for thought. Hopefully this helps you in your planning and thinking for future races, which is where we come to drivers bonus chance. No one is up for a bonus chance, or was up for a bonus chance in Italy. No one was up for a bonus chance in the race in Italy. Hopefully we get some drivers with some consistency soon. Constructors bonus chance for Italy. Oh, Ferrari, what did they do? Oh, both drivers Q3, Hungary, Belgium, and Italy. +5 for them. Add that to their total. In the race, Ferrari and Mercedes, both drivers finishing in the top 10 in the points positions in Hungary and in Belgium. What have we got for Italy? Oh, Ferrari. No, Vettel didn't finish top 10, but Mercedes, they did. So Mercedes, +10 for you. Good job with the bonus in Italy. Looking ahead now, we've got Singapore and Russia coming up at the next 2 races. Raikkonen, Bottas and Hamilton started way back in Germany. Vettel and Leclerc started in Hungary and have now got ticks. So, in Singapore, Raikkonen, Bottas and Hamilton all up for bonus 5 if they finish in Q3. Vettel and Leclerc if they finish Q3 in Singapore, They are up for a bonus in Russia. Something to look ahead, planning your team, thinking out. Onto the race, Vettel, Albon, Hamilton all started back in Germany. Gasly, Bottas and Leclerc joining them in Hungary with a race points finish. Wow, that's 6 out of the 10 points positions that have been taken in Belgium. And in Italy, Vettel did not finish in the points. Gasly didn't finish in the points. So we're left with 4 drivers, 2 of which, Albon, Hamilton, up for a bonus in Singapore, Bottas, Leclerc for Russia. So, looking at this, if you've got Hamilton this weekend, potentially bonus 15, Leclerc and Bottas with 5 this weekend, 10 next week, Leclerc with 15 next week, could be a good plan, but they are expensive drivers. They're the ones that are looking to get these bonuses. Constructors looking ahead, Mercedes and Renault. Both drivers finishing Q3 in Belgium, both of them in Italy as well. Singapore could be a race for Renault and Mercedes to pick up a bonus 5. And in the racing stands, Red Bull and Renault are both on 1. Both drivers finishing in the points in Italy. We go to Singapore. If they can do it again, we head to Russia. They're potentially up for bonuses. Anyway, we'll check back next race to see what's going on with Singapore. Onto the drivers' standings. Here we go. Hamilton in the lead over Bottas by 124 points. Is that coming up or coming down? Maybe I should have an up and down on that, like I've got for the price, for the value. You can see Sainz going down in value, Bottas going up. Gasly, the top value pick, with Russell and Bottas there closely behind. Go to the bottom 10. Bottom 10 look like this. Albon, Hulkenberg, their value is jumping up. Ricciardo coming down a little bit. Maybe it'll jump back up again after his race in Italy. Did very well to get 4th, but not a whole lot of value there until Albon starts to pick up some points with his Red Bull switch mid-season. Grosjean still the only driver yet to break 0. The constructors' standings look like this. Mercedes over Ferrari by 250 points. Ouch, that's a lot. McLaren slipping a bit in their value, but in their price, but their value sliding up a tad. Toro Rosso 2.33, the value pick at the moment. Maybe that's because Gasly's jumped down into Toro Rosso. But it'll be interesting to see who gets best of the rest there, with a very tight battle. Racing Point 259, McLaren 251, Toro Rosso 241, Renault 227, even Alfa Romeo with 187. That could all change in the next few races. But hopefully that helps you to make your decisions. On to the driver battles. If you're looking at Haas drivers, Magnussen has the advantage in qualifying. Grosjean with the advantage in the racing. You probably don't want to look at them though, not ones, but I'll include them. Raikkonen with the advantage in qualifying and in the race, beating Giovinazzi 10-4 and 12-2. Raikkonen definitely the alpha driver if you're looking for one of those. Ricciardo with the qualifying lead over Hulkenberg and tied now in the race. He's come back, Ricciardo, in the last couple of races. Renault starting to look promising towards the end of the season. Over to Williams. Russell has outqualified Kubica every single race, 14-0, 11-3 in the races. He is the only one now to have beaten his teammate every race for 14. And Kvyat and Gasly, they share the spoils, 1-1. We've had 2 races since the break in the middle of the season, the summer break, so he tied 1-1. This is the qualifying session that these drivers have finished in the most this season. So you can see a lot of Q2s, couple of Q1s for Williams. Haven't got out of Q1 yet. 14 Q1s. Gasly, with just being switched over to Toro Rosso, still has a Q2 finish there. But that might be able to help you to make a decision on who you'd like to take. As they get further into qualifying, they actually are able to pick up more points. Really surprised with Magnussen and Grosjean finishing Q3, but lots of minuses there in terms of positions gained and lost. The Toro Rossos and the Williams are the ones that pick up those points, so they don't get them in qualifying, but they get them for finishing the overtaking other drivers. So, you know, give and take, but that's how this game balances out. To the top 5 teams, Norris with the qualifying advantage, Sainz with the race advantage. Hard to say who to take there. Perez. Now, Perez unfortunately did not finish very well in qualifying this weekend. May not have even started. So Stroll got him by default. That's right, Perez had a crash. That's what happened. So Stroll did not. Stroll was able to beat him. 1 to 13 now. 9 to 5 is Perez in the races. Stroll usually does well picking up positions in races. So one to definitely keep in the back of your mind. Ferrari, Leclerc 8 to 6. Vettel 8 to 6 in races. With Leclerc's 2 wins, he's definitely catching up there. Could be interesting to see over the next few races. Verstappen and Albon have a qualifying 1-1 over the last 2 races. Obviously that switch again, but Verstappen has crashed out of 2. Italy, Belgium. So Albon, again, by default, has taken out both of those. Hamilton beating Bottas 9-5, 10-4 qualifying and the race. Onto their qualifying positions, and you can see Stroll has 11 races where he's finished Q1. Everyone else Q3. Perez with 5 Q2s. I think he's got a few Q3s, few Q1s, so hard to say. Racing Point, maybe not the team you want to go for, but have a look at the rest of that. Hopefully that helps you make some decisions, and you can see how many positions they're making up. Stroll, Q1, but +5 on average over the course of 14 races. So doing not too bad. Sainz practically finishes where he qualifies. So with a 0 there. Vettel making up place, roughly a place a race. Leclerc roughly losing a place or 2. Hamilton, Bottas losing a place or 2. So, you know, up and down. Like I said, this is the equaliser across the teams. Now to the Fantasy League. If you would like to join the Blockheads Fantasy League and pit your team against our teams, we have 8 drivers or 8 teams in there at the moment. You might be able to get your team in lights if you have one of the best scores. First of all, we have SGG the Peeps. Well done. Even with a -11 on Kvyat, 191 points. Without Kvyat, that would have made it 202. Put another driver in there. That is a pretty close to the dream team right there. I think Raikkonen for Kvyat, and that's pretty much the dream team. Well done, SDG the Peeps. Second place for this weekend, we have I Pissed on Revendia with 183 points. Again, almost the dream team. Just take out Sainz, put someone else in. We're doing well, getting some top scores, and with 3rd place, Del Mysteri F1 team with 172. Again, pretty close to the dream team. Verstappen and Sainz switched them out, and you've got a pretty top team. So we're all looking towards a bit of a template for how these teams are looking. The Fantasy League looks like this. You can see the week scores with the gold, silver and bronze, the total score with gold, silver and bronze. Mysterious Bright Mystery just in 4th place, the Engine Blockheads clawing my way towards. But if the top 3 keep getting the top 3, we're never going to catch them. Unfortunately, Follow the Signs is looking not so good. We need some drastic changes with my second team. This team, in fact, 100 points. Got a double on Signs. So, looking forward to Italy. That's not meant to be Italy. That is meant to be Singapore. Looking forward to Singapore. We've made one change. I've brought in Daniel Ricciardo for Carlos Sainz. We'll see if that makes a change. The Engine Blockheads, that should be Italy. Man. 141. Unfortunately, Vettel, only 1 point for me. It's a bit of a bummer. Changes for Singapore look like this. If you noticed, we're getting Bottas. We're going double McLaren with the drivers. Sorry, double Mercedes with the drivers, McLaren with the team. We'll see how that shakes up. And no risky business in Italy. 222. Look at that. How good. That is a brilliant return for no risky business in the Summer League. 222 points. That was enough to send me soaring up the league standings. The winner with 453 points. I ended with 348. You can see that change. 126. I used my wild card. Ended up with 222. 945th out of almost 500,000. Top 1,000. That's an amazing result. Look, if you joined the Summer League and you'd like to tell me how you went, more than likely you've beaten me and you'd like to gloat. That's fine. Leave it in the comments. Tell me how you went. But that's Italy. Done, dusted. See you later, Tifosi. See you later, Italy in the Italian Grand Prix. We are headed to Singapore in the Asian region from September 20th to the 22nd. Qualification is 9 p.m. September 21st. That's the Saturday local time. So check which time that is for you. It's a night race in Singapore. It's going to be great. Still means that I got to wait up till 11 o'clock on Sunday night to actually watch the thing. But Singapore, the longest circuit, the most amount of turns, the race that takes the longest out of all the races because of how many turns and how slow it is. But a trip around the Marina Bay zone area of Singapore is just picturesque. Check it out if you can. Join the league using the details in the description. Let me know in your comments, how you went last week, whether you've got a better team than me, how you've gone in the Summer League, all the things. And I'll see you after Singapore. See you later, alligators.